Hey everyone, just waiting for connection. See, hi Ellie. See who's here. Hi, here she comes. Let me let the lovely Natalie in. She's just coming. The suspense is killing me.
Oh, hello.
I just saw the hair. There's the face.
That's all you need to see. It's fine. You don't need to see anything else.
I've got a bit of that going on. I went out in the rain and suddenly it's just gone.
Oh. How are you?
I'm all right. How are you doing?
I'm good, you know. I'm all right. I've banished everyone to upstairs, so hopefully it'll be nice and quiet and we won't get interrupted. Hi, Tova.
I know. Hi, Tova. Love her.
Yeah.
I think I was having a sneaky dinner, socially distanced dinner with her next week, I think. Aren't we, Tova?
That's nice. Yeah, we're due to meet up too, so I can't wait. Can't wait for that. It's going to be amazing. I haven't really met up with that many people at all, so it'll be nice.
Where are you based?
I'm in East London, Wanstead.
Oh. No,
Yeah.
there you are. Everything. I am out near Staines. So just
Oh,
outside
okay.
Staines on the river. So cannot complain. Been
Nice.
out. All my kids are like, they just look like feral Lord of the Rings, kind of, deep tan, wild hair. just been in the river going crazy. So, do you know what? I can't complain. I'm over it, but yeah.
Has it
You
been
always say
raining
that.
today?
Huh?
Has it been raining?
Today,
Yeah.
today has been, yeah, pretty miserable. Hence this has just gone. I walked the dogs and got caught in it, and it's just there. I was like, I had a Zoom call before this. I thought, I literally haven't got time to just go. But so Natalie Lee, the amazing award-winning founder of A Star on Me Sunday, which I was looking, and I remember Ellie going to an event you did and came back and was raving about how amazing you are. And I remember looking at, and you started, like a lot of people start things and start blogs when they're pregnant or when they've had kids or, post-divorce. And it's just sort of a bit of a kind of an outlet, isn't it?
Yeah, I think a lot of people start new businesses and stuff when they're on maternity leave because it's the first ever time they've actually got to kind of reflect on their life and just have a think about where they want to go. So yeah, that was what it was for me. And also, I think when you have a kid, you are very mindful that you don't want to go back to a really shitty job that takes you away from the children. It's got to be really bloody amazing to go back, or you really need the money. Do you know what I mean? So I think although my job wasn't a really shitty job, it was quite difficult to do with a young family.
And what was the job you were in beforehand? So
I
yeah,
used to be a
start at the
midwife.
beginning. You're working in fashion, but doing exactly what?
I was a midwife.
Are you a midwife?
Yeah.
Oh, you are now in the fashion. I never knew about the
Yeah.
midwife side of things.
I used to be a midwife before I started up the fashion blog. Hold on, I'm still quite low, aren't I? And yeah, so I had my hand up a lot of vaginas very often. And no, it was good. I really enjoyed it, but it was hard work and it was long hours. I loved being with the women, but it was a lot of shift work and really difficult to do if you haven't got childcare.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then you started up the blog. Have you always liked fashion then? Was it always something you interested you and you just went, right,
Yeah,
that's it, I'm
yeah.
doing blog?
I love fashion. I've always loved fashion, and from a very young age, I was never afraid to express myself and put myself out there fashion-wise. I always wanted the loudest colours and, the boldest prints. But I've actually never trained in fashion, so I have no qualifications. It's all just I just put stuff together and people seem to like it. So it works.
Like me in the sex industry, never trained in it. Just put it all together, it works.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
still
And
working.
the best way to do that, if you haven't got specific qualifications, is to start up a blog and see if people like it. It's really easy. Thank you. Somebody said they really like the colours that I wear and how
You know, I love the picture behind you. Those colours are amazing.
That's Louise Deer, actually. I bloody love her work, actually. Yeah, she's great. And she is actually doing a piece on me, which will be amazing. So,
Nice. Do you know what
can't
she's
wait.
doing? Or is it just
Huh?
going to be crazy? Do you know what she's doing? Or is it just going to be
No,
crazy
no, no.
colours?
It's like top secret. But she asked me if she could be inspired by one of my pictures, and yeah.
No, your picture's amazing. So you doing like your fashion blog, and the fashion industry is sort of, you know, has such an unrealistic, you know, body image, you know, perception to everything to do with fashion. So how difficult was it to, that's what you were in, and actually doing this blog and being so open and honest and so body positive? Basically, they kind of, it's sort of very juxtaposition
Yeah.
that you're in.
And when I started in 2012, body positivity wasn't really a thing then, but I was really, really passionate about showing clothes on women who didn't look like models, and also women who looked like me, women who were mixed race or black and had an afro, and you just didn't see that much. Well, I mean, certainly not when I was growing up. You definitely didn't. And I really struggled with my identity growing up because I lived with my mum, who was white, didn't have much of a relationship with my dad or that side of my family. And then I didn't see role models like me on the television or in the magazines. So I really struggled. And, you know, I distinctly remember wanting to have straight blonde hair and white skin. And it's taken, you know, just having girls has been monumental for me. I think I've really pushed myself to go outside my comfort zone and to really challenge myself and learn and unlearn loads of things that I didn't want to pass on to them. Yeah.
Yeah, and what on that, because I've got two little girls as well, a little boy and then a 3-year-old and 1-year-old girl, and it is massive, isn't it? It really magnifies how you were as a kid and the hang-ups you had and what you went through. And I know, and I had, you know, I had it easy, you know, white blonde girl, went to private school, can't complain. But it comes with a lot of the girl hang-ups and the bitching and the, I wasn't straight up. I wanted like Cameron Diaz, kind of just straight up, really skinny, straight up hips and all that, because there's always something you want,
Yeah.
isn't there? And had eating disorders coming out of my arse left, right and centre for like 10 years. And I think having girls, it really makes you go, I'm not going to pass that on. And I want to, do you find it makes you go, right, I want to change things? And it actually fires that, it
Absolutely.
gets that fire burning more in you to
Yeah.
make things different.
It's made me so much braver, you know, so much braver. I just wouldn't have had the tenacity that I have now if I didn't have kids. And one of the other things was we didn't used to see postnatal bodies really before social media. So that was a big issue for me. So one of the reasons, you know, obviously I like to get naked a lot anyway. That's not the only reason. But one of the reasons I like to get naked a lot is to show stretch marks, is to show cellulite, is to show spots and scars and just the everyday normal things that women have that
Yeah.
they're told are wrong, or that they need to be covered up, or that they need a lotion or a potion to try and fix. Well, fuck that, because, you know, they're just it's so normal. It's like having a toe. Do you know what I mean? There's so
Yeah.
many people
And it
have
won't make
this.
you happier. Not having them doesn't make you any happier.
But why aren't we seeing them? You know, it's changing now, and I really think that social media is slagged off a lot, but one of the beautiful things about it is that people have been able to have a voice and a platform, and not just people from the boardrooms deciding what we see. So that's been lovely. It's come from like the from the bottom up rather than from top down, which is lovely.
Yeah, and I've seen a bit of a shift in the last year or so of like real influencers, or real, it's like what you do, and it's real pictures in it. And I've actually unfollowed so many different accounts that when I first went into Instagram, and you'd follow them, and whether they're personal trainers or fitness models, and I'm like, now gone. You know what I mean? It's
Me
sort of,
too.
we don't want that. No one wants that.
I
Yeah.
can't. First of all, I find it really fucking boring. If you want to do exercise and you want to follow a really strict diet, do it. But I don't want to see it in my face. I just want to live. I'm not, I just want to enjoy my life. I think life is far too short to spend so much of your energy and time trying to get this perfect body. And it doesn't make you happy. You're always striving to get it. It's never going to be perfect. It's never as good as you think it's going to be. So why not just enjoy it? Just enjoy, living, and eat what you want. And I mean, I do exercise a lot. Not a lot. I'm like 3 or 4 times a week. But I do stuff that I enjoy doing. I'm really into dance. Hopefully my dance teacher and best friend is listening. And yeah, she runs a company called Dance Box.
Is that the one? Are you doing the I'm Feeling Myself event? Are you doing
Yeah,
the
yeah,
event? I saw that, yeah. So what's that? Explain what that is, yeah.
So basically, that is to just encourage people to start feeling good about themselves, to feel confident about themselves again. We have like panel discussions, and we talk about how to get back to feeling confident again. We do a dance class, which is great because she really makes you like touch yourself all over your body when you're dancing, which is brilliant to connect yourself again. Because I feel like a lot of people, as you get a bit older, sometimes you lose that connection with your own body, and that's a shame. So we get them to touch themselves, and we do like affirmations and manifestations, and it's just really encouraging and empowering, and people leave feeling amazing. So that's good.
Yeah, we had what's she called? Lydiana. So Lydiana, she does the essential dance workshops for us, and she was talking about that, the connection dancing, but getting that middle part of you moving, because that moves all your female bits, and it does, and it really didn't really realize that. So how salsa gets it all, yeah.
Yeah, I love moving my hips. It's great. I think, yeah, you're right. It does really get you connected to your body again.
Yeah, and suddenly you become this like sexual person. I was doing it the next day, and the next morning when I went running, and suddenly salsa came on my phone, and I just started like, going down the path like salsa dancing. It's amazing. But do you think, and when you started the blog, what was the sort of the bit where you went, right, I'm going to start this blog. This is what I'm going to do.
When was the bit?
Yeah, the moment you went, this is what I want to do.
I'm a real spontaneous sort of person. I do not do, I'm not a very big planner. I've never been like that. So literally I was on maternity leave, and one day I thought, I'm gonna start up a blog. Like, let me just get into it. And I just did it really easily. Back then it was really simple to start up a blog. I can't remember, like a BT page or something, I think it started off with. And just very simple. You could just add photos, put a bit of writing on, and it literally took, about 10 minutes to start it off. And then very quickly I started Instagram. So I was, you know, there from very close to the beginning. And I just enjoyed taking pictures of myself in different clothes, and then other people seemed to enjoy it. At the time, it was maternity wear, and the market wasn't so huge then. So, you know, you could speak to brands and get in touch with them, and they were really on board and positive with this whole new wave that was starting to get really popular.
Mm.
So I just loved it. It just encompassed everything I loved. It was, you know, I get to pose in front of a camera, which I love. I get to empower people and make other people feel good, which I absolutely adore. So it kind of just worked all round for me, and it soon became an addiction. It definitely started off as a hobby, and then slowly I started to earn a bit of money from it, and now it's a proper full-time job.
Proper job.
Yeah.
And when you on the body positive, or just sort of body confidence side of things, did you find, like, when you were pregnant, or no, post kids, did your mentally, how did you change? How did you, because I know sort of post 3 kids, it's a huge thing, you know, in your head,
Yeah.
on that front. And, you know, how did you adapt, and what advice and the tips you have for sort of new mums out there who, because also not just your body's a bit floppy, it's that bit at the front which takes ages to bounce back in when everything else is bounced. It's just sort of going on, but also you still got all the hormones running through you, where you just sort of feel like a pile of shite, basically.
You really do. I was absolutely devastated after having my children, looking in the mirror and seeing how pregnancy and childbirth have ravaged my body. I was absolutely devastated. But you know what? I think I was more so devastated because I just hadn't seen it. I just wasn't expecting it. And that's what I want to change, because now I don't see it like it's ravaged my body. I see my body as something beautiful, and, you know, and the softness and the sensualness I just don't speak about my body in those ways anymore. You know, I wouldn't ever talk about my wobbly tummy or anything like that, because even though it's not a flat stomach, it's bloody beautiful, and, you know, I connect with it all the time. But I was absolutely devastated. I was very down, very depressed. I used to cry a lot. But like I said earlier, one of the sort of turning points for me was just looking at my little girl and thinking, do I want her to feel like this about her body after she's had a child? And it was literally like a switch went on in my head, and I was like, I'm not gonna pass on this attitude and feeling to my daughter. You know, I'm not going to let my daughter see me step on the scales every single day, and that whatever number flashed back at me determined whether I had a good day or a bad day. I'm not going to let my daughter see me do every single kind of diet in the world. You know, I saw obviously the 80s was a big time for diets. It still is, really. But I just have such horrible nightmares of the smell and the yeah, you know what I'm talking about. The diets were awful.
Diets
They were
stink
awful. They
from
did.
all angles.
They really did. And you know, the diet industry is multi-billion-pound industry, 60 billion pounds a year in the US, and 2 billion, yeah, the cabbage soup diet, and 2 billion pounds in the UK. So there is a lot of profit to be made out of women hating the way they look, you know, so it's no wonder that we do feel the way we do. So I'm always say to women, don't beat yourself up for beating yourself up. You know, you're told every single message that you've been sent from the age you're able to see and hear is telling you to change your body.
That you're not good enough, that you can do better, that and all that actually, you know, and it's still there. You look at it makes me so angry. You look at teen magazines and stuff, and it's still you know, get the perfect body, and you know, the perfect bra and the perfect this, and you know,
Exactly.
and it's just as if to say you need all these things to be wanted, and for a man to want you or whoever to want you yeah, it's so obvious.
I think, and that's the other thing, you know, girls from a very young age are taught that their main worth is in how they look and how sexually desirable they are to men predominantly. And that's the problem. We're looking for outside validation, whereas men just don't get that to the same extent, you know. And that's something that I really am passionate about changing.
Yeah, because I can't remember the age, but I was reading at it, and it's been in those things that it's under 10, it's an age under 10 that girls by a certain age under 10, they already think they can't do all these things. They can't do this job, they can't do that job, and you think how you know, it's the conversations. It's not, you know, you're not born like that. You're born, I look at mine from 1-year-old and 3-year-old, and they're the 5-6 little fuckers who think they can go out and rule the world. And I look at them and go, at what point, at what point does that change? And it's the messaging. So, you know, on that, with, you know, with your girls, and you know, you're very open about that importance of the conversations you have with your children, but it's also how you go about trying to get the conversations that teachers and the influences in your children's lives, you know, those influences changing the way they speak to them.
Absolutely. I mean, often I feel like I'm fighting fires every single day. But I can, you know, the main thing that I control is how I role model to my children. And, you know, the huge amount of impact that you have on your children is massive. So I'm going to start with myself. Then I might take on the schools. Then I might take on the hospitals and the doctors and all of them, and then just everywhere. But I think we've all got to start with ourselves first and try and remember that those little ears and eyes.
Thanks, Mum. Sorry, it's my mum just popped up.
Oh.
Hi, Mum. I just had all my hair cut off and she hasn't really seen it, so now she's going, looking good. Thanks. See, you need mums like that, as you said exactly. It's the messaging you're saying to your kids to make them feel like they can go out and rule the world, which Mum you did, you're still doing.
Oh, is that so, successful, Emma?
Yeah, still going, still fighting. There's still a few arseholes I have to prove wrong. But you need that, don't you? You need those few people and things who tell you, no, you can't do that, and you've got to do better, that just fuel that fire to go, watch this space. I've still got to do it. If everyone was telling you you're amazing and doing a great job, you'd sit there and go, I'm done. But yeah.
Yeah, that's true. You've got to fight against that and show people what you can do and how powerful you can be. Absolutely.
So what advice or ways would you give parents and mums, like when speaking to their kids and when having those conversations? And it's not just on the confidence front, it's, you know, the whole sex conversation and gender conversation and that. I mean, how old are your kids?
Mine are 7 and 10 now.
So you've been having chats for a few years.
I have.
Yeah.
I mean, so you've asked a couple of things there. So first of all,
sorry.
No, it's all right. It's just that my memory is so shit. I need to bring it back in. So my the kind of confidence and stuff, and what advice would I give to parents? One of the pledges that I made to myself many years ago was never to speak about myself in a self-derogatory manner in front of my children. Doesn't matter if I was thinking it in my head, just never let those words come out of my mouth. Because if I'm thinking that about myself, then they will definitely grow up thinking that about themselves, because they'll internalize that kind of mentality of speaking to yourself like that. So I don't ever do that, especially in terms of appearance. I've talked about the scales. I threw out the scales a long time ago. I will never, I never weigh
Me too.
myself.
Me too. I
That's
do on
good.
jeans. I have 2 pairs of jeans and I just try them on occasionally.
Yeah, I mean,
Occasionally.
So yeah, just try and focus on their many other talents that they have, other than just what they look or what size they are or how skinny they are, or physical sort of attributes. We try and focus less on that as much as possible. Obviously it's not always possible, but yeah, we try to. What was the other bit you asked me?
Oh, the other was actually handling the, we're on the KK chat, so we've got to go a bit sexual. On the whole sex conversations and how and going down that route, and it's sort of, people have asked me about that, about, well, what would you say to your children? I'm like, well, I haven't really got to that point.
Yeah, no, you haven't yet. Okay, so we'll start off with what my daughter says to me now. She's like, oh, Mum, will you please stop talking about masturbation for 1 minute? Like, but babe,
But it's healthy.
Yeah. But I just want you to know that if you touch yourself, it's absolutely fine. In fact, I wholeheartedly encourage it, because it's safe and because you're going to have a really good time. You get in touch with your body. It's good for your mental health.
Releases endorphins, exactly.
It helps you sleep, and there's so many benefits to it. But they're actually pissed off with me talking about it so much. And also, oh no, please don't stop. You will get vibrator advice. I also, going on to vibrators, they are forever finding my vibrators, and they know what these are, and they're like, not another one, not another vagina massager. That's what we do.
Exactly, there are muscles down there. It needs, and they might be a bit stiff, might be a bit of a relief. Or our oldest one, when he was 1, and he walked into the room teething on something, and my husband said, "Is that what I think it is?" And I looked, and it was like a Lalo dildo, and I went, "Oh, it's good material for teething on." It was just chewing away on it.
It actually is really good for teething on. Yeah, it really is. So in terms of vibrators, because somebody was asking which ones I like, or what recommendation. Emma, do you want to go? You're probably really good at this. What are your
my mum's now said she's going to go and put the kettle on. No, Mum, no. See, I'm 42 and Mum's still.
I'm 40 next week, by the way.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh, congrats. Honestly, when I turned 40, my Tourette's just went onto a whole new level of not giving a fuck.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Hopefully I just give even less of a fuck. Vibrator recommendations. I'd love to hear yours, Emma.
Do you know what? I think a lot of them are much of a muchness, if I'm going to be honest. You know what I mean? It's sort of, I quite like just simple. You don't overcomplicate it. And there's some amazing ones like the Satisfier. And to be honest, Lalo do loads of different little ones. Rocksoft do loads of different ones. Jeju. A lot of brands all look very similar and do, very similar things. So.
Maybe a year or 2 ago, I found the, I don't know what the technical name for it is, but the one that sucks the clip. That one. No, it's not that one, but
that's the Satisfier. I just happen to have this behind my bed.
Mine down. I'm talking about the Lalo Sona cream.
Oh, I don't know, because this is a sucker as well. These ones.
Yeah. Anyway.
I didn't bring that out to promo. I just suddenly remembered I had a sucker one just down here that's never been used, because we get sent loads of things, and maybe I should use it.
And Fine Bone have just waved. She has this beautiful, I think it's ceramic one, that is absolutely wonderful. But I actually use those two in combination, which is really good. There's also one called the Soraya, the Lalo
Yeah,
Soraya,
yeah,
which
Sarah, amazing.
is amazing. And yeah, so
Try a sucker.
the sucker one, the Lalo Sonar Cruise, I think it's called, is fantastic. That really revolutionized my
Mum, thanks. Sona Cruise, brilliant. Thanks, Mum.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's great. That is great, and I've got a wand as well. I'm not that bothered about the wand. Everyone loves it,
No,
but I'm not that bothered about it, to be fair.
no, me neither. It goes a little bit. You know, there can be like too fast, too intense. It's sort of.
They
So we
are.
got sent. I've got a mind blank of it. It was like a rose quartz kind of stone one, which are amazing because it's got that stone energy in it. I've got a
Oh,
complete. That's really rude because they sent us one. I can't remember what it is, but it's beautiful. Yeah.
amazing. I'm really getting into crystals at the minute, actually. So if I
That's what it is. That is, but not stone, crystal. That was the word I was
can
looking for.
combine that, that's amazing.
Yeah, I'll send you. I'll find out what it is and send you it because it's beautiful. Om Yoni, thank you, Ellie. See, someone's listening. Yeah, the Om Yoni. It's
I'm going to write
really
that down.
beautiful. Rose quartz. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, okay. Amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, and she only launched last. I think last year she launched them, and she's really cool. Um, the founder of that. But on the sex side as well, and I mentioned earlier, especially in light with change, everything that's happened in the last few weeks and changing the conversation and that educating and on the sex front, the when it comes, black people have been very sexualized, and we're talking about the whole big black cock phenomenon and twerking and just things that's just been very sort of flippant general conversation that actually isn't cool, if that makes sense. It
Yeah,
really isn't cool.
it really isn't. But black people have been hypersexualized for so many years, and it stems back to slavery and how there was women were hypersexualized because they came from really hot countries. They wore a lot less clothes than the white women, and they were also, the slave owners were also encouraged to have sex with or rape, I should say, rape the slaves, because then if the woman got pregnant, the offspring would automatically become enslaved as well by law. So they were encouraged to actually have sex with the slaves that they owned. Whereas if there was sexual relations between black men and white women at that time, the men would be killed and hanged. So there was that discrepancy, and so ultimately the hypersexualization of black people is always stemmed in racism. And then there's the demonization of black men and black cocks specifically. And how black men are again hypersexualized but demonized and sort of weaponized, because they were scared about them having sex with their white women. What they didn't realize is that had sometimes the reverse effect and just made them even more enticing to white women.
Yeah, there still is that now, isn't there?
There is. But the way that black people are over sexualized definitely has its roots within racism. And also, black women are definitely seen as less innocent than white. Like, I'm specifically talking about young girls. Black girls are definitely seen as less innocent, and they are they're believed less when they go and report, you know, sexual crimes. And it's really interesting and really sad, and but really, really evident. And you don't actually realize how destructive and widespread it is, because it's part of our everyday language and experience. And I think it's only right that we start to learn and unlearn a lot of the things that we think is actually just a bit of a laugh. It's not just a bit of a laugh, because it actually has some really devastating effects on people.
Yeah, it's not a laugh, and it's, you know, even, you know, you grow up, you know, we grow up, the white person, you grow up dancing, and you know, you kind of, you want to be able to shake your booty, and that's the language, and that, you know, and dance like black girls do, because you're like, well, that's going to entice the men. It's sort of, it's the language that's in there that you go, I wish I could dance like that and shake like that, and it is, and that's sexualizing black women.
Yeah.
By going, well, I need to behave like that because the men are gonna like it,
Yeah.
and that's not cool.
And
You know,
there's this fallacy that black women are sexually insatiable, and that's why it's okay to have sex with black women and use them for sex, because that's all they want. Do you know what I mean? There's that kind of mentality. Or Vic saying, yeah, well, throughout time on TV and stuff, black women have often been portrayed as prostitutes.
yeah, and often betrayed as the women that steal the husbands, or that, and you know, they have the affair. A white couple, and you know, they will end up having the affair, and it's a black woman who is the housekeeper, or, you know, there's that narrative, isn't there, throughout in a lot of TV, when it comes to black women.
There really is, and you know, this movement and the whole Black Lives Matter thing that's been stimulated because of the death of that. Oh my God, it was just awful. I really don't like the fact that I saw what I saw, but
Yeah, it's horrendous.
It's really important that the world learns from it, and I'm here for the conversations and being made to feel uncomfortable and reassessing everything, like literally everything has, you know, racism is so widespread and so inherent in every single thing we do that it challenges, it's flipped everything upside down. And I'm here for it. I'm here, you know, to learn, and there's so many nuances to it, and the conversation just needs to keep happening. I really do hope that it's not just a flash in the pan, and actually,
no, I don't feel it is, because it's also the becoming aware, you know, for like me and other, you know, white people, when you flip a switch in your head and you start thinking about things, you can't unflip it. So you can hear yourself, you say something that's sort of like I said about the shaking your booty, you know, they're just things that have just been everyday conversation, but the minute you're aware of it and you're looking out for it, you can't unflip that switch. And it's not, you know, sexism isn't the same, and it's not remotely the same, so I'm not going to be one of those people that goes, but when it comes to, it's not, but it's that switch that, you know, and I know some male friends who, when they start being aware of language, they realize how sexist a lot of everyday behavior and the phrases and everything, and you can't unflip that. So you then make conscious changes. So I've already noticed in the last 2 weeks, and seeing people being, you know, pulling themselves up, saying stuff and going, well, actually, that's not cool. That's not, you know, that doesn't, you know, that's something you don't think about. It's just a flippant comment that actually just shouldn't happen.
and I've seen a lot of white fragility in the last couple of weeks, a lot.
Yeah.
And I've seen a lot of it's divided. It has divided as well as unified us. You know, a lot of people have been exposed as really not wanting to change and really not listening, and that's
Really
okay.
defensive.
You know, that's the main thing. I don't care if you make mistakes. I make mistakes. It's okay to make mistakes. What's not okay is to not listen when somebody's telling you that's not fucking cool, and to be defensive. And,
Yeah.
you know, it's just, there's just certain people who are really opening their ears and just change, and, you know, really taking the time to let it soak in. And that's amazing to me. And there's been a real divide of those people in my life who have really listened and are learning from it. And then there's those who are just still very defensive and very all lives matter shit.
Yeah, I was about to say the whole all lives matter. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, come on. Yeah, it's that's
Yeah.
the thing. There's a real divide. It's sort of, to me, and I've got like, just angry watching some of the social media comments and stuff like that, and all the ones that are saying all lives matter. I just think, do you know what? I'm prepared to be friends with everyone from every religion, from every political party, but actually, anyone giving it the whole all lives matter. Sorry, but that's not someone that I really want to be involved with.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely. And, you know, somebody said the analogy the other day of, you know, say if you're raising money for lung cancer or something like that, because your father died from it, and then somebody said, yeah, but what about heart disease, or what about, you know, breast cancer, or what, you know, it's just the same. It's like, no, we're dealing with this right now. Let's keep focus. And also, you know, your son didn't just have a police officer's knee on their neck for 7 minutes, and, you know, and you heard it and it was videoed.
yeah.
Just,
Or
you know,
It's Brianna, isn't it? Who was shot in her bed, the nurse.
oh
It's
gosh,
Brianna.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, that to me, that's just
And
unbelievable.
she was
Yeah.
screaming at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, yeah.
But
So,
to me, it's sort of and it's made me realize that actually, because it can be with any argument, anyone that goes, yeah, but, I think it ends there. You know what I
absolutely,
mean? You know, and it's not just racism. It's made me realize that, yeah, but is someone on the defensive who isn't right.
yeah.
And it's like an instant, yeah.
And also, I'm just so fucking tired. Like this, especially as a brown mixed race person, and I'm sure every single black person is so fucking tired of being asked to educate people, being asked what they should do. And, you know, it's like there's so much out there. You go and look it up, just Google it. Like, you
Mm,
will be able to get as much information in 5 minutes than I could give you. And it's tiring. It's really, really tiring. But also it's traumatic. It
mm.
feels really traumatic and very triggering right now. And that's leading to a lot of fatigue amongst people of colour right now.
Nice. And are you doing any kind of workshops or anything, events in the next few weeks around it, or are you just carrying on and
Well,
trailblazing and yeah.
we just had an event, and 40% of all the proceeds went to the Bail Project, which is this amazing charity in America, which basically supports people who can't afford bail, people who, you know, and they tend to be people of colour. So that's an amazing charity that we've
Yeah.
just supported. Thank you, Vic. And we're planning on doing a lot more of them, and raising a lot more money. But I'm also working on a list of black-owned businesses and trying to get a little bit more support out of the ones that are normally overlooked and not given a platform. And that's one of the beautiful things about this is Black influencers and Black businesses are now being amplified, and actually, whereas before they've been really struggling, now they're actually in the spotlight, and that's such a beautiful thing, because hopefully they can be just as successful as their wife.
If not more, because actually, you know, when you look at it, what a lot of Black people have come from, and that grit and perseverance and resilience, and they come through to launch their own business, they're leagues ahead of white people launching a business. And actually that should actually mean that, you know, if you allow Black business owners, Black people to be entrepreneurs, to launch their own businesses, they're set already to be more successful than any other business, because they've come with this entire journey that's given them that proper grit and resilience to make it successful and make it work. Whereas a lot of, you know, privileged white people will give up after a month because it's not making much money. I hear that all the time from people launching business. Well, it's not making any money. You're like, well, it doesn't. No business really makes money in the first year. So
yeah, you're so right. Absolutely. And it's that tenacity and that fighting spirit that will really set you up very well for the businesses.
Well, hopefully on our sister platform, the other business we have, we've got a lot of Black business women involved, and we're doing lots of Insta lives as well. And we had them all set up anyway, because it's a real mix over there, and they're really amazing characters. So we'll keep going, doing what we do, and we're not perfect, so we just want to listen and learn.
So Emma, I wanted to ask you a little bit more about Killing Kittens, because I've never been to one of your parties.
Not yet.
Friend, a very good friend of mine called Kim, is a very big fan, and has been filling me in a little bit. So I'd love to hear from you. Tell me about it.
About KK. What do you want to know? It's crazy. 15 years, and it's a complete roller coaster. And I say it's like a teenager now. It's, as soon as it turned 13, it went into its own kind of crazy. Every day's different, every mood's different, and it continues to grow, and it's community at the core of it, and it's always been that. And what started as a platform very much sort of with women and it still is, women are very much the forefront of it, but we've always included men. And obviously, as sexuality has kind of grown and expanded in the last few years, it's become sort of all inclusive, and all, we're constantly keeping up, and we're constantly and more trans people are coming, and we have sort of focused workshops with different groups and different sexuality groups, and on the racial front, it is something we will do more of, because we've been so it's all been sort of gender equality, and that's been the big charge in KK, that we definitely need to sort of open that up and be as passionate and as driven, and on a mission when it comes to every kind of equality, basically. So and our workshops, to be honest, we use amazing sex educators, and we work with a lot of amazing black educators. So it's not, when this has happened in the last few weeks, it wasn't something we went, oh my God, we're literally doing a really shit job, and all our members are white and all our educators are black. We were actually able to look at ourselves and go, we're doing all right. We're doing all right on that front, and we can look at things differently and have more focus groups, and but we don't need to beat ourselves up too much on that front. So, but it's do you know what? It's my baby, and I love it, and it's constantly changing and evolving, and just the community and the members at the core of it, I love, and I try and go to at least one event a month, I'm taking my gorgeous body to bed now. Thanks, Ma. Bye, Mum.
I love that.
Um,
That's
so
so
yeah, and you know, the
fun,
parties
Mum.
are crazy. No. Yeah, the parties are crazy, and you know, lockdown's been crazy, and our virtual house parties every weekend are hilarious. And the virtual workshop. So how can I be a member of getting it? So to be a member, you it's very straightforward. You sign up to the site. It's not, there's this perception that you have to be this really hot model to be part of it, and actually it's never been that case. That's just been sort of the perception, which I think the Daily Mail had a lot to do with. You sign up to the website. You have to prove you're a real person, and hold up a piece of paper or touch your nose or ear, and then once you're in the community, you can chat and you can browse and you can attend the workshops and like the socials we do. If you want to come to an actual full-on KK party, then you have to join the Kittens Association within the online world, and that's girls only, women only, that one. Or you can join as a couple, but it's the woman that's the member, and you have to give your reasons. The main bit is giving your reasons why you want to join and what KK means to you. So that's the main bit actually of the vetting part, is that you're in it for the right reasons. So, and then once you're through that part, then you can buy the tickets for the actual full-on Killing Kittens one and get naked.
Ooh, and when's your next party? Somebody's asking.
The house party.
I'm
No,
interviewing you now.
the virtual house parties are every weekend. So every Friday, there's some kind of virtual house party, and we're doing them in New York time zone and Sydney time zone and girls only time zone, not time zones, girls only parties. And we're about to do some singles ones, where single men can come. So yeah, if you look on the event side of page of the website, then all the events are there. And actually, do you know what? The virtual ones have been quite fun because a lot of people who've never been before or aren't brave enough, not brave enough, they've never been brave enough to kind of buy a ticket to a full-on one, have gone, oh, we're sat on a sofa, we're bored, there's a virtual one, 20 quid, let's go for it. So we've got a lot of kind of new people sort of dipping their toes in the KK water over lockdown.
It must be a really good opportunity for them, actually. It probably feels a lot less exposing and quite safe to do it that way. So it's a good taster, isn't it, to get them.
Yeah, and we're going to keep them going. That's the thing. Yeah, you have to wear masks for that. They're virtual parties as well. So we keep the masks.
Okay.
And they have like icebreaker games, and we have some of our KK cabaret performers performing. And then it's just sort of a cold screen of webcam shagging that goes on. So there's the first couple of our members, our hardcore members on there, who are like old hat, who can tell you all about it. So yeah, the thing is, we're going to keep all the virtual stuff going. We're obviously definitely going to go back to the full-on human contact parties, which we're hoping October, November. We're kind of being positive, and if the distance of 2 meters becomes 1 meter, it's only a matter of time before it becomes a foot, and then it becomes an inch of social distance, and then we're in. Then KK's back, and whenever I've got friends who like own clubs and stuff, and they're like, oh, we're going to be like the last people back, and I'm like, wrong audience.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think
can't wait to get back to the proper physical parties.
Well, as soon as we do, you're going to have to come down to the first one with your friend and see it. But anyway, do you know what? I'm going to leave you to it, because we could chat for hours and hours and hours.
So much fun. Thank
you.
But
thank you so much. And we'll have to have drinks with Toba on the outside, like real drinks, real human drinks.
I would absolutely love that. Thank you so much.
Cool. Well, good luck with everything, and I'll see you on the other side.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
She's still there. No, hang on. What's going on with the computer? Oh, she's gone. She's gone. How lovely is she? You just want to reach through the screen and just give her a big cuddle. But anyway, thanks for joining, you guys. That was awesome. And we'll be back next Wednesday for more Insta chats, but also come along to some of our workshops and virtual house parties, and you've got nothing else to do. You're sat around doing fuck all. So, come say hi. We'll see you later. Bye.